The party
Guy
was lame to me.
Fieri.
Fieri.
This is the fun.
Yeah.
So they're trying to track him down. Mora's at the party.
I just want to say, you are never allowed to pick the freaking theme for anything again. Okay. Albuquerque, fire truck. We're just yelling out words now? What's going on here? Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload our video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I'm being joined by my co-host and sister, Vetta.
Hi, guys.
Hi, how you doing?
Delighted to be here.
You know it, you know it. And on this episode, we have a special guest, and that is Dan from Screen Invaders. And
Scene Invaders. A lot of people say that.
Invaders. Gosh,
a lot of people say that. I should. It makes me think I should have named it Screen Invaders. Like that. That's commonly said a lot. Yeah.
Well, it's a great.
There's alcohol involved, and he doesn't read well when he's drinking.
That is true. So. That is true. And we are going to be reviewing the movie Spice World. Okay. So, but before we get into all of this, we are going to ask the most important question of the night, and that is, what are you drinking? And we'll start with you, Dan. What are you drinking?
So I'm not really a Barstool fan, but I'm basically sponsored by Barstool because I'm drinking High Noon and Pink Whitney, both of their alcohols.
Nice.
So I went to the liquor store. I couldn't decide what to get. So I was like, all right, let's get a 4-pack of that and let's get some airplane bottles of Pink Whitney.
Yeah, no, that's great.
First shot coming in right now.
Yeah, do it. Nice. Love it.
If I can open
it. I have that problem sometimes too.
There we go.
Well, you think they'd make the perforated line more perforated? You know what I'm saying?
Right?
That was good. I do like those Pink Whitney things. They're super delicious. They're so dangerous.
Oh, okay. They're dangerous, man.
All right, Vetta, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a Spice Girl.
You asshole! I'm drinking a Spice Girl. Why do you always copy my shit?
Did you make your cranberry syrup, simple syrup?
No. We must have a different recipe then, because you tell your recipe and then I'll tell you my recipe.
Mine has it's super simple. It's vodka, ginger beer, and a cranberry simple syrup. But
mine's not that.
Simple syrup myself. So I'd get on the stove and do all of that.
Mine is cherry vodka, creme de noya, which was creme de annoying to find, and then lime juice and then ginger beer and everything. But it's delicious.
Mine's just from the Food Network's recipes, and it doesn't even have the vodka in it until the bottom, and it says if you'd like to add a little extra something, add some vodka. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, you always add. Yeah, vodka is my favorite. No, the creme de noya. Real quick story. I looked it up online because I was like, what the hell is this shit? And I was like, and then there was one store which I found my mecca in terms of alcohol. It's called Total Wine and More. And
you don't have one. You're just finding that.
I'm just saying. Yeah,
from my street. You walk in there and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was only in there for 10 minutes, but I could have spent all day. But anyways, I found the creme de noya stuff is so freaking delicious by itself. I was like, this is good. Okay. So we are going to be reviewing Spice Girls. So hang on to your knickers, pump up your platforms, and fasten your seatbelts because the Spice Girls, Emma, Geri, Melanie, and Victoria are taking center stage in their feature film Spice World, a roller coaster ride which will spice up your life and open up your eyes very wide. That was my British. Hello, Governor.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Now, I want to ask you guys some questions before we get started, okay? My first question is, who is your favorite Spice Girl? Oh, well, Dan, we'll start with you.
All right. So I'm biased. I'm a huge Liverpool fan. I have a tattoo. And the Sporty Spice, I looked it up. She lives 26 minutes she was born 26 minutes from Liverpool. And her accent sounds like a Liverpool accent. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my God, she's my favorite. Yeah, her. And then Victoria, because, she's gorgeous.
And she's posh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melanie C is my favorite in terms of their solo career after the Spice Girls. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Vetta, who is your favorite Spice Girl?
Oh, Victoria. Posh Spice was always my favorite. Always.
Right on. I'm a baby Spice.
I
Baby
know
Spice
you
girl. Yeah,
are.
she's so hot. Yeah, I
That's
had
what
the
my wife
hugest.
said.
Yeah,
She likes her.
Yeah, I'm the hugest. I had the hugest crush as a kid. Which
So
I just want to say. Yeah, Vetta, you go ahead. I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
no, go for it.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. Okay, I'll tell. My
Yeah,
Vetta
go.
took me and my twin brother
Yep.
to our first and only Spice Girls concert, which I'm so thankful for because it was awesome and everything. I think how old were we? Like 13 or something?
Yeah, you were like 12
Yeah.
or 13 because I was in college and you came to stay with me the
Hmm.
summer that I decided to stay in Wisconsin. And I took you guys to Summerfest to see the Spice Girls. And I second guessed myself because the very first song that they lifted up out of the stage and they were straddling chairs
And they were naked
naked.
and they sung their song naked.
Yes.
Dan, have you ever seen the Spice Girls in concert?
Not live. I've seen a lot of people live because I used to work at venues. Like,
Mhm.
but I've worked at like 7 venues throughout my life. So I've seen many concerts working them. But you get to watch them when it's not busy. So I've seen a ton, but not the Spice Girls. No.
Bummer. Yeah. We saw
Yeah.
them that Jerry had left though at that time. There was only four of them at that time when I'd seen,
Mm.
but they were great. All right. So my next question for you guys, before we review this movie is if you were a Spice Girl, what would your Spice Girl name be? Like
I
they're
think
all like, go
mine's
ahead.
taken already. It's
What
taken already.
what is
Take
it?
one look at me. Take one look at me. What do you
Ginger
think?
Spice. Ginger Spice.
It's taken.
Man, that bitch.
Yeah.
How dare she?
Vetta, what would your Spice Girl name be?
Shorty Spice because I'm
Shorty
only
Spice.
four
That's
foot
good.
10 and a half.
Nice, nice. Mine's Nutmeg. Just like no spice on the end. It would just be like, and coming out is Sporty Spice, Baby Spice, Scary, la 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 la, and Nutmeg.
So I have a question for you guys. So you're not girls, obviously. So you may not
I
know this. So
mean,
like,
it's debatable.
right? I mean, your card is sometimes taken and given back.
Yeah.
You're honorary.
All right, so what were you gonna say?
So, I mean, when the Spice Girls were big, like I was a senior in high school and then I was in college, and I just remember like every friend group of girls had like everyone knew like which Spice Girl they would be if you ever had to do like a lip syncing because you remember like back in the day you didn't do like TikTok or anything. You set up the old camera and you copied their videos and everything. And I always remember like every girl knew who she was. And like if some other girl was the same Spice Girl as you, your friends would like be like, "Oh, you're so much better. You would be so much better as her."
I want to say I never did this, but
Oh, trust me, if you would have been a lot younger, I would address you and our
Oh,
brother
great.
as
Yeah.
Spice
I'm
Girls.
sure it would have been fun. So are you saying which Spice Girl would we have, which their parts
Yeah.
were saying?
Like if you were in a little group of, if we were all in a group, which
You were
one
Little
would you
Spice.
think you'd
What
be?
would you, okay. Dan,
Yeah.
what would your answer be?
Who would I be? Which one?
Yeah, like if we were
Yeah.
doing a lip syncing Spice
Yeah.
Girls group, which
Yeah.
Spice Girl would you be?
I think I would just have to take Ginger's place, right?
Nice. That's
Just
good.
just slide right in there. No one would notice.
Yeah, that's what she said. Betta, what would your
That
Spice
was
Girl
my
lip?
question. You answer.
Okay, fine. I'll go first. Mine would be Sporty Spice. I always thought she had the best spots because she was I don't know, and I'm like, yeah, sing it, girl.
Yeah,
and
she
everything.
had a spectacular voice
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of
Yeah.
all of them. Yeah,
I
for
really
sure.
she did pop in this movie. I noticed her a lot.
Yeah.
She was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was good. And like I said before, out of all their solo career, she was my favorite. She had like the best songs, and
Yeah.
So Vetta, your turn now. Go.
I would be Scary Spice because you can't tell now because I have my hair chemically straighted, but you remember when I was younger how
Yeah.
huge my hair was.
Yeah, you got the
and
big Jufro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have just totally been Scary Spice.
Yeah,
Plus,
no.
I love when she does the wrapped like
Right on. Yeah.
horns.
The horns. Yeah, those are great. Okay. So let's get into talking about this movie. All right. First off, I just want to say I love this movie like to
So
death.
much.
Like I like it's like camp cranked to 11. Like I love camp, and this movie is so campy. It's like ridiculous, but in a good way. In a good way.
I wasn't
Um,
allowed to go to camp.
Oh god damn it! My wife made the same stupid fucking joke. God damn it. Okay.
I've never been to camp in my
Yeah,
life ever.
I've been to camp. We've already had this discussion with my sister, but our
I've
parents
never
loved
been or
me.
camping. I've never been camping or to camp.
Oh,
Neither.
yeah, I'm not going camping. That shit
So
looks like
we'll do a little side note story. So I was never allowed to go to camp as a kid. My older brother and I were not allowed to because our mom would always say we would get molested.
yeah,
But
which I
later,
love.
later
I love that line because it sounds so much like our
in
mother.
life, she let Matthew and his twin go to camp.
Like she didn't even care if we got molested. Like that's fine. They can be diddled. It's okay. There's two of them.
The only time in my life that she was like, "Well, let the boys do it. Girls can't do that." And I was okay with it. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to be molested today. Thanks,
Go
Mom.
watch our sleepaway camp episode, everybody, if you want to see her reaction to wait, you guys got to go to camp and shit. That was good. That was good. Like the realization on your face was so good. I love that. Like like as soon as I said, "Oh, we got to go to camp." Wait, what? It was good. It was good. And I just love the you're gonna get molested line because that sounds so much like her. You're gonna get diddled. I don't want you to get hurt. They're gonna click your mouse. Okay, all right, all right.
Right,
So
back to this episode.
yeah, we're coming in hot with all this extra shit. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about all the fucking cameos in this movie. It was great. I loved if you were British, you were in this fucking movie. It was so crazy. Did you have a favorite cameo and or is there any cameos that you wanted to talk about specifically? Dan, we'll go to you first.
Yeah. Oh my God. I wanted to remember this guy's name. Oh, I forget his name. He ended up being in The Wire and the show called The Affair. He was the photographer, and this was before he was famous. And
Um,
have you ever seen The Wire? He's like the main cop.
yeah.
Mian, I
I
think,
mean,
is
I mean,
he
Dominic
plays in the
Dom
movie, does it? Yeah, go
Dominic
ahead.
West. Dominic West. That's what I'm
Yeah.
oh,
talking
oh
about.
yeah.
He was the photographer. He was barely in
Oh,
it.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you were talking about the cameraman, not the guy.
Yeah, the
Okay.
guy that was
I
like,
get what you're saying.
yeah,
You're talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
the white guy. I thought you were talking about the black guy. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, yeah, white guy. Yeah, yeah. I just because seeing him in a role before he was famous, I was like, oh my God, it's that guy. So I was
Yeah,
like really excited to see it because I love
yeah,
that guy. He's
yeah,
great.
for sure. I love The
Yeah,
Wire. Yeah, it's been
yeah.
so long. Yeah. I want to talk about the photographer later, just so you guys know.
Okay.
Okay. Vetta, was who was your favorite cameo and or any cameos that you want to talk about?
Oh, totally Elton John. Because even though
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
acting and pretending, he looks super put out. Like this is way below him.
That's
And he's like,
I was gonna say Elton John was my favorite too, but I love how he's just like they're all kissing and he's like, oh, and I felt nothing. I felt
and then when they're like
nothing.
goodbye, he's like, oh shit, thank God this is over.
Right. Like he's like I can just imagine he's like, oh, why am I fucking here? Like I love these ladies, but
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I am convinced they're all like represented by the same, PR company or agent or whatever. And they were all like, look, dude, we got you where you are. You're going to do this shitty movie because these girls are it right now and it's going to get you back out there. And Elton
Right.
is just like, I don't need to be fucking here. I should be in a
Right.
pub somewhere.
Right. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
bankroll this whole fucking movie. Why am I here?
Honestly, though. Yes, seriously.
Yeah. I also want to just say I did love also Bob Hoskins. Rest in peace. He was pretty great. So
Yeah, I totally forgot he was in this until it
yeah,
popped up.
yeah, no joke. Like if you were British, they were just like, "Hey, you want to be in the
Yeah.
Spice Girls movie?" No, too bad. You're in.
It's like they put the British bat symbol up front.
Oh goodness. Okay. All right. So now we got the cameos out of the way, which were again fantastic. I loved it. Okay. I don't know about you guys, and Dan, you're a ginger. You tell me this. Are gingers really into like star signs and astrology and all that shit?
No,
Because I don't believe in that shit. As soon as she started talking her mumbo jumbo, I was all like,
no.
oh, I'm already annoyed right now with ginger. And so oh Dan, that's such a Leo thing to say. Anyway, so I but does that ever like in a movie like any kind of movie when somebody starts all like Mars is in retrograde and you're like, oh, get the fuck out of here. I hate you.
Yeah, so I dated a girl in college who was like so into that, right?
Right.
And on our first date, she goes, "What's your sign?" And I'm like, "Aries." She's like, "Oh, you're gonna be trouble." I'm like, what are you
crystals and was like, you need these crystals to level you out so things work.
Yeah, she was super into it, man. She was fun. She was fun though. But yeah,
Yeah.
she was into it.
Yeah, because she's
So people
batshit crazy. Yeah, yeah. The crazy ones are fun until they're not. And then you're all
And
like,
that is a huge difference between ginger girls and ginger boys. Ginger girls are crazy. Ginger
Yeah,
boys always seem to be like way more mellow, like they're complete opposites.
yeah.
yeah. I
Because our
dated a
mom
ginger
is a
girl too.
ginger. Yeah,
I dated a ginger girl. That was
Yeah, right.
weird. That was weird. It was weird. I dated a ginger girl, and like I never thought that would happen. And that was also in college. I had some weird relationships in college, I guess.
that's
Don't
what
we
it's
And
here
all?
for.
Yeah.
I think she dumped me because we were out at the movies holding hands, and I said, "Tell mom to order us dinner." And people heard me say that, and like I tried to make like an incest joke to like we're brother and sister, and she dumped me like a week later.
She,
That's awesome.
that's so funny. She's just like, I have to break up. He made an incest joke. What an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
See, and if she would have made a positive, like funny remark back going along with it, you'd have had to marry her.
Right.
I mean, that was the ultimate test.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Could have kept
That's
the
so
ginger
good.
line going. We're
Yeah,
back
for
now,
sure.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is some weird thing that says by like the year, like, what is it, like 23, 25 or
Yeah,
something
I've
like
seen
that?
that.
Gingers will be
Extinct.
extinct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that
Yeah.
recessive gene. Okay,
Yeah.
I wanted to real quick talk also about their bus because the
Oh
Spice
God.
bus is fucking
It's
ridiculous.
it is the TARDIS of buses. It's
Well,
bigger on the inside. That thing's a penthouse
well,
inside.
right, I forgot about it, but I was like, is this an Austin Powers movies? God damn it, what's going on? Like, their manager is sitting at a fucking villain's desk, like with a globe and a fucking like communicator to James
Walks above
Bond.
him and makes announcements on a PA.
Yeah. I was all like, what's going on with this bus? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they all have their little cubby hole with their bullshit in it. I love how Emma had a swing. I'm all like, what's going on here? You can't have a swing on a bus. There's no safety going on this
No.
ridiculous bus. Like,
Yeah.
it was, but I loved every minute. I was like, I hang out there and everything.
Oh, yeah. And I love when they're teasing each other about their area and they're saying to Pasha, she's looking in the mirror wearing a little black dress.
Oh, I wrote that down.
Little black
Go
dress,
ahead.
and they're like, she's like, I just don't know what to wear. And then Mel starts mocking her, going, the Gucci dress? Oh, wait, no, or the Gucci dress? Oh, wait, you should wear the
The
Gucci
little
dress.
Gucci dress. And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Yeah, no, which it was a good idea. She looked great in the little Gucci dress. Speaking of the manager, he was pretty fucking unhinged this entire movie. Like he was very much like a chick. Like he was just like, they were just like, I have a cold. She's fucking dying, everybody. Oh God. Call the manager or the boss or whatever his name was, whatever his title was. Chief. Call the chief. Which, by the way,
yeah.
why did they have a chief? I'm confused. This is so confusing. Like the chief, first off, did nothing special except for give out lame advice, like, you know, you should live your life like you got 10 toes, 10 fingers and an extra toenail. And you're like, wait, what? What's going on? What does that even mean, fucker? And okay, so he was unhinged. Like the only sane thing he did was when they all quit, he went to the bar. And I was like, yeah, that's the only sane thing that this man did. What did you guys think of their manager, which was played by what's his face? Vetta,
Richard Grant.
Yes, Richard Grant. Thank
His
you.
name's
Yeah, yeah.
Clifford in the movie.
Dude, I fucking paid attention to that. You know I'm not good with names, fucker. Except
I
for
know,
the
I
Spice
just like
Girls.
to point it out.
What were your guys' thought on this manager? He was their
Yeah, I
manager,
mean,
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like he was just meant to be annoying, and I actually loved him in Loki, the show. If you guys ever saw that, he was
Yes,
great in Loki.
He was the only part I liked.
Yeah, it was weird to see him in a role like this because I've liked him in other stuff too, and I didn't remember. I saw this years ago, so I just rewatched it like a couple hours ago.
Right.
And my wife was so excited. She was like, "Oh my God, I got it on DVD. Let's fucking go!"
I have it on
And she was,
DVD.
yeah, she was ready. So, yeah, he was just that character that was meant to stir some shit up. I think he was just meant to be annoying, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vetta, what about you?
I thought he was great. I absolutely loved him
Of
because
course you did.
he took that persona of like being a manager and British and took it to that, extreme
Oh
level.
yeah. Yeah, he
And I
cranked
love
he was
I
cranked to
love
11.
Chief because I feel like they were trying to give off some weird, like, not fighting crime, Charlie's Angel vibe.
Yes, I thought the same thing. Yes.
Like
Charlie's Angels,
It
100%.
was like, almost like a parody of Charlie's Angels, only there was no
Yeah.
crime fighting. So I loved that. And I thought Clifford was great because he was
that was
two
his
seconds.
name. Oh, you remember
Yes.
that? Okay.
And he
I
was
just
two
watched the
seconds
movie too and
away
I
from
forgot.
being committed, you know?
Yeah, exactly. He was like, I mean, he was just every 5 seconds, he was like freaking out. Okay, did any of you think that him and that personal assistant lady, I don't remember,
Deborah,
Cat, yes, Deborah. See, I was gonna say that, but you cut all me off.
I did
Anyways,
cut you off. How rude.
I wasn't gonna say that. I'm lying. But did either of you were like, or it was like Clifford and Deborah are like, was like, oh, are they gonna fuck or what? Because
Yes.
like,
You
The
at
whole
the
time.
end.
The whole
do
time.
they? I didn't see him fuck. Did they fuck?
Did you not
I thought,
see them in the bar when she goes,
They did. They didn't.
we're
Did
gonna
they smash?
I'm pretty sure because she goes, oh, well, this is the part where we would get really drunk and have that hookup, and then it'd be awkward at work the next day. And he took a drink of his whatever and goes, I'd be down for that. And she turned and looked at him, and then they were awkward the next day at work.
I mean, good point. But he said he had to apologize. I'm like, you don't apologize after fucking unless you did really badly. Then
Or
it's.
you're making it really awkward at work.
I mean, I guess so. Speaking of which, have any of you ever slept with somebody at work
yeah,
that you worked with, not at work? Yeah,
not
me
at work,
too.
but yeah, that I've worked
Yeah,
with.
it's
Yeah.
always a bad decision. Yeah,
Yeah, it sure is.
yeah,
Sure is.
because it is awkward as shit, and
Yeah.
you're just like, hey, what's up? I've seen
Yeah.
you. You're like, all right, well, this was fun. You should quit. You should quit. So, all right, okay. I loved their little Asian friend, Naomi. Is that her name? Okay,
Nicole,
that's what I said.
like
I just said it in
Nicola, I
I
think.
said it in French. That's why you couldn't understand it.
Oh, I don't speak French, so that makes sense.
Anyways, okay. First off, I used to like love the Spice Girls and be obsessed with them. I've never heard of this bitch at all. So I'm all like, but she apparently was with them in their backstory, and which I want to talk about that and everything later. But I liked her. She seemed pretty chill. But I she was not a responsible mother, in my opinion. And I wrote it down later, but I'll just say it now. When they hold on, I gotta find it in my notes. So they take a pregnant woman to the club.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
That
Yeah.
is so reckless and neglectful on the pregnant woman's part. Like and by the way, that club
And she was
was
2 weeks past her due date.
exact.
Yeah.
I'm like, what kind of friends are you, Spice Girls? This is not healthy at all. You guys are like, doing Molly in the club. By the way, was there a dress code to that club? Because if it was wear bad clothes. Because I was like, Jesus Christ, the '90s were crazy, but I didn't think they were that fucking
And
crazy.
Posh was very concerned
Yeah,
about that as well.
she should have been concerned. Like, first off, I just want to say, listen, and I'm talking to the gays too. Mesh doesn't look good on anybody. Stop wearing that shit. It looks fucking awful on everyone. It's gross. Stop wearing it.
And outside of,
The woman was wearing like a
some
chin
kind
strap.
of like, yeah, outside of like some kind of like bondage or sex club situation, harnesses don't look good in public.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't look good in any public setting.
Like there was that woman when she had like pigtails and then she was wearing like a football helmet chin strap. I'm like, what's that all about, honey? Like,
Yeah.
like were you being artistic with your glue gun that day? Like, what's going on here? So but I thought that the Asian girl, and well, I'll talk about it in a little bit. I'll just talk about it now. When she gives birth, that hospital is so unhygienic. They're just letting everybody give birth to the baby and just like they've got the doctor who I thought was the nurse come in and out. There's no like washing of the hands. The nurse
And
is
they
all
all got their nursing and doctor's outfits from Spirit
right,
Halloween.
right, exactly. I'm just like, what's going on here? Like, this is just the most unhygienic hospital I've ever seen ever. The budget for this movie must have been real low, and they were just like, so yeah. Okay. I wrote down. Oh, okay. All right, I wrote this down. All right. Sorry, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I have a lot of things I want to talk about.
This
Okay.
is great for a podcast.
This is so great for podcasts. My sporadic, I'm like the manager. I'm
I
sporadic.
miss podcasting. Just quick side note. So there's six of us, seven of us on
Mhm.
Scene Invaders team, and I used to do the podcast weekly. I did it since 2017, and about 6 months ago, I stopped doing the podcast, and Chad fills in for me now.
Mhm.
Mr. B on Twitter, if you've seen him,
Mhm.
he's been
Yeah.
on the 8750 a few times.
Yep.
So I haven't podcasted in about 6 or 7 months, and I miss it. But I also love making YouTube videos, and we've doubled down on YouTube, and we're making like 3 videos a week. So I really don't have time to podcast. So it's kind of like I don't
Juggle,
really
yeah.
know. Yeah, I don't know which way to feel, but I do miss it. So it's kind of nice to be on a podcast again. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm sure
Well,
they would welcome you back if you wanted to hop in.
Yeah, but we make videos on the days that they record the podcast. So it's
Ah,
wow,
it's like
that's
impossible right now. But it's cool. YouTube is taking off like crazy since we doubled down. So I'm
yeah,
happy.
no, yeah, you guys are doing great. I'm super
Yeah,
happy for you. I hope it keeps going in the same direction.
I hope so too.
Okay. I wanted to talk now. The next character I wanted to talk about was Maxford, the editor of the event, the magazine. Okay. So first off, I just want to say this ugly motherfucker was so great because I wrote down, hold on, I wrote down later on in my notes, I wrote down that he starts smiling and I was like, ew, you should not smile. You are very ugly. And then when you smile, you just get crazy ugly. Like it's bad. It's bad. Um, I also loved how he was all like, we're selling papers and we need to sell more papers by shit talking these young girls, and I'm all like, wait, what? I was like, but you're doing just fine. um okay, what did you guys think of this editor, Maxford? And
The
you go first.
r- r-
The fat guy with that was trying to he
he had
hired
the
the
bad teeth
photographer.
and the mustache. I can't
Yeah,
remember
he was
his.
very unattractive.
I'm already drunk. The guy that was trying to make the movie, is that who you're talking about?
No, the
No,
guy
the
that was
guy
trying
that was
to,
the news or the
yeah, the tabloid,
newspaper.
yeah, the
Yeah, the
tabloid editor
tabloid.
that was
Oh,
all like,
oh.
Are you sure his name was Max something? I thought
it
it was
was
like Mr. Step.
no, it was, I wrote down Maxford,
Oh, okay.
Mick Maxford. Sorry, it's Mick Maxford.
Oh,
Mick
yeah.
Maxford, yeah. Is he the guy who hired the sleuth?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right, all right.
So what did you think about
Uh
him?
yeah, he was annoying as shit.
Mm.
Because that whole side story of trying to like break up the Spice Girls, which is kind of funny because didn't they break up shortly after this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, well, Geri Halliwell
Broke
left.
off to go solo.
Yeah, she went solo, which didn't
Hmm.
work out very well for her because
Which, yeah, I bet she regrets to this day.
yeah,
So
but
she's the
she,
reason why. Interesting. I
Yeah.
yeah,
didn't know that.
and well, they stayed together for like I think 2 or 3 more albums after that. I
Yeah,
think
Oh
just
or
the
wow.
two
four
or
of
two,
them.
yeah, 2 more no, yeah, 2 more albums after that, and then they did solo careers in between there. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, yeah, she left the group, which was yeah, again a dumb idea because she had like one single that like kind of hit TRL, and then like she was like yeah, after that it was like nothing. I'm like, oh, you honey, you made a bad, but then she went back, so it's fine. Like,
Yeah. But
she
I
went.
also go, does anyone who chooses to have a skunk hairstyle make good choices?
Wasn't that a 90s thing? You would know.
I never saw that in
No, okay.
anyone of my age in the 90s. No.
Right. Oh, I also real quick side note, I wrote Mel B does not understand how chess works. Because she was just like, I want to move my little queenie all over the board. I'm all like, that's not how games work in general. You don't just make up rules as you fucking go along. I'm all
She
like,
wasn't making them up, she was breaking them.
okay, well, that's called cheating, and we can't do that
Yes,
either. That's
exactly.
you want
Thank
to
you.
win, you gotta earn it. That was very annoying for me. Let's see. Okay. I'm sorry. I want to talk about real quick. This my one of my favorite scenes. This is probably my favorite scene of the movie. So they're driving through the moor. I'm just gonna say the moor, and they're like, "Stop the bus!" for some random fucking reason. I don't know why. To go trouncing through the
Oh, they have to go to
forest.
the bathroom.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, I must have.
Because all the toilets
Yeah.
on the bus are broken. And
Which I love.
Meatloaf, the bus driver, which
Meatloaf,
we
yeah.
haven't talked about,
Hang
does
on,
not know he's not a plumber.
Which I'm like,
like,
just empty the shitter, buddy. Just pull that lever, and the
he's like,
shitter
I will
empties.
not do that. I'll do anything for these girls, but not that. No way.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So they go trouncing through the woods, and they are visited by aliens. Which I was like, at that point in time, I was like, okay, I think we've jumped into a little bit of ridiculous now. Before it was like, enough, but I was like, all right. I was like, I can, and I love how first off, I love how they spoke alien. They're just like, oh, what's your kid's name? Is that 2Ks? And I was like, it was like, you speak alien now?
They just understand what they're
like,
saying.
Oh yeah, they're just like, yeah. I also love how the aliens had no neck. They just had hands and then heads.
No, they had human hands.
They did not have human hands.
Yes, they did.
They had like a club foot hand. It was like
that was only when they were handing the pens to him. If you watch when they go to take photos,
run the tape.
Yes.
I did not see. When he goes to grab her titty, he's got a club foot hand.
Yes,
it's like
but that's where editing failed. They have the club hand when he goes to grab her boob, and she's like, "Hey!" But then when they're doing the photo, the group photo, they have human hands.
Okay, that's like, okay. I didn't notice that.
Little alien claws were too small.
I didn't. That's
editing mistake. Editing mistake.
I didn't notice that, but because their claw hands were like freaking me out, I was like, I would not touch them. They're gross.
I have to take another shot before I talk about this scene because this scene, I have some funny stories about this scene. So
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do it. I'm just saying, like I don't fuck with cripples, so their whole thing was like grossing me out. Was it delicious? Was it delicious?
Oh, it's deliciously dangerous.
Yeah, right.
Have you guys both tried it, Pink Wendy?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're drinking high noons, but you want a drink that's like a pre-mixed cocktail that's super dangerous. You should try Monaco's.
Those are.
I don't know if they sell them around me. I live in Pennsylvania. I don't know if they sell them around. I've never seen it. Monaco?
Yeah,
they're called
like
Monaco.
The country,
they're good.
But they come in like 10 different flavors.
They're so good.
They either come in a 4-pack. No, it's not a seltzer.
It's yeah, you're right.
They're just pre-mixed cocktails.
It's so good
in a can.
I've never seen them. I don't know if they. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
I don't know if they sell them around me. Where you guys live?
I live
Midwest. I'm Minnesota.
Michigan.
Minnesota and Michigan. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen that before, but I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, I drink like once a month. Like honestly, like once a month.
That's probably
you
good.
You need to spend more time with us.
Yeah. Yeah. That's better than me. I only drink once a week. So okay. Back to the alien scene. So I also love how the aliens are just like, we're here for the Spice Girls concert, and they're like, well, it's sold out. And they're like, oh, you fucking bitch, you should have got the tickets early. I'm like, yeah, that's how concerts work. You don't just show up and be like, hey, can I get a ticket to your concert? Like, what? Like,
I really go if they wanted to give them to them. They're the stars. They could have got them.
Yeah, that is the way to go about it. Just go straight to the singer and be like, hey, give me a ticket, fucker. Go ahead.
I swear I've seen this movie before, but I didn't remember this scene. So when we're watching it, my wife, when she's into something, she gets super into it. So she like taps my leg like 16 times. You gotta watch this part. You gotta watch this part. I'm like, I'm fucking watching. I'm watching. You gotta watch this part. You gotta watch it. So I'm watching, and they go out to pee, and I'm like, is that a fucking UFO? And she's like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, are they aliens? And she's like, yeah, they're aliens. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't know. I never knew why. It's just they're aliens and they show up.
They just show up. That's so true.
And when the scene was over, she was like, that's it. That's it.
So random. It's so random.
They were just aliens that wanted to meet them. That's it. So now you're good.
Why thing. Do you know how much I've done that to my husband? Oh my God, it's my favorite part. And he's like,
That's it. It's over.
Yep.
It's over.
Yeah, and that you're so right. Like you're just like out of all the movie, it's just like, hey, you want to do a scene with aliens? And they're just like, sure, why not? Like we've got
fuck it.
we've got some plaster. We can just fucking make some fucking alien costumes and shit.
Yeah.
We're trying to show the girl power reaches
I
everybody.
guess so. That's just so stupid. It was, but I did love it. It's so random in there. Okay.
I want to think when the writer thought that was a good idea. It's like,
I-
let's throw aliens in this piss scene.
Yeah.
See, and I like to believe that was one of the Spice Girls' ideas.
Their
Probably
idea.
was, yeah.
I'll do the movie, but there
Yeah,
needs to be some aliens in this shit.
I really,
Hey,
especially
Tom.
because how Mel B has lived her life since the Spice Girls, I feel like they're doing this movie and she goes, you know what we're missing? Aliens.
Yeah, that's it.
And she's like,
That'll really bring it all together.
Tom,
Yeah.
I feel like my character would really love to interact with interdimensional beings. And then
Yeah.
she's like,
For
and
my
then
boobs
Ginger-
to be grabbed by an alien.
Yeah, and Ginger kisses one of them.
yeah.
Yes.
And they're all
Come
like,
on.
They're all going, yeah.
don't do it. And she's like, I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, well, just fuck one of them then. If you're gonna do
Yeah.
it, just go all in, honey. That's a great story. If you were all like, so I'm fucking this alien, I'm like, you have my attention, 100%.
Full attention.
Yeah,
Full
You're
attention.
like,
Yeah.
hold that. Let me grab some popcorn and
Yeah.
refill my drink.
Yeah,
I want all the details.
yeah.
I feel like I'm way drunker than you two. You guys need to catch up.
Sorry. Well, you did shots, and I drank all mine. I need a refill.
I'm
but...
shots and 2 high noon steeps, and that's a lot for me. So
right.
Well, I pre-gamed, so I am.
I did not pregame. I went to a Halloween party, so at the time of
You have
filming this.
littles. That's the
Okay,
problem.
go
hold on.
chug something.
All right, hold on one second. Okay, so I off screen I did a shot of vodka, just so you know.
Nice.
And then I do have a shot of this creme de noix, because it is delicious. Like this shit is by itself is dangerous. So I'm gonna do a shot and everything.
Well, now
right
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Do it, dude. If you can get it. This shit, it smells good. It's so good. I was all like, it's really
What
sweet
like
though.
flavor is it?
Like a cherry almond.
Oh, I do love cherries.
Yeah, it's really good. Like I was just like, I told my wife, I was like, I might be buying this again. Although it was like, I think it was like $50 for this bottle. I was like, Jesus Christ. Oh man, it's good. It's good. All
Candy.
right. What'd you say?
I said it tastes like candy.
It tastes like candy. Okay.
Now you're caught up. There you
I'm
go.
caught up. Yay. All right. Now I would like to talk about the photographer that is hired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luth.
I would just like to say right now that this man, I believe, is a rapist. I just want to say,
Oh no.
because first off, not only does he creep me out physically, this motherfucker is crawling through like sewer pipes to get to these bitches.
Oh, that
And-
guy. Yeah.
The
I thought you
sleuth
meant
guy. No.
I thought you meant the guy from The Wire. Yeah.
no,
the
no,
sleuth
no,
guy.
no, no,
Fuck that
Yeah.
guy.
Do you know
Yeah.
who that guy reminds me of?
no, but tell me.
The judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh my God, he does.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Johnny, when I killed your brother, I talked just like this. Okay. Anyways, okay. All right. So this motherfucker was creepy. I like how he was all like, he's gone and everything. I'm like, yeah, because he's off like stealing children and taking them off to Candyland and shit. I was like, just every time he showed up, I was like, ew. I was like, he creeps me out. And I was like, I don't know anything about this motherfucker. And then at the end, after he like hits his head on the wall, then he's like, I've realized my mistakes. I'm like, yeah, because you've got a concussion. I'm like, I'm like, not because Plus, I didn't think he was doing anything wrong. It was his job. It's just the way he went about it. Like, I'm all like, listen, you're crawling in duty. That's just gross. Like, I don't respect you for that. That's gross. What did you guys think about him?
Yeah.
Dan, you go
First of all, it confused me because the ending, right? They had him being written out as a character. So, like, was the point of them pitching this movie? Was that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now it makes sense. All right. Got it. So that dude was weird, and how he popped up in the fruit plate, and then he popped up
Yeah.
through the toilet, and he was under their bed with a recorder. I wanted him to get killed.
Yeah,
Like that's what I wanted.
he was very weird. Vetta, what did you think of him?
No, like
Yeah.
I said, all I kept thinking was at any minute his eyes were gonna cartoon pop out because he reminded me of the judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I was like, is he gonna get melted? Can they pour the vat of the stuff on him at any moment? Because I didn't like him, and I'm super creeped out by anything that has to do with toilets or anything in a toilet. So the minute that happened, I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm done with you. Nope, you
Yeah.
gotta go."
Yeah, I hate
No.
Duty. Duty's gross.
Yeah.
It grosses me out. Yeah.
And I really hope they filmed the fruit scene before the duty scene because in my brain, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, you remind me of that fruit plate where he's got the Chiquita banana hat on, and I'm all like, I'm sorry. Like what he had to there's no way he was in cahoots with the catering company. So he had to saw around there and like glue gun a ribbon around his head. I'm like, this is just narts, but at the same time, I'm all in, on his creepiness, like at the same time, because I love this movie. Okay. So we had brought up the two men that are pitching a movie, which, by the way, I just want to say, loved them all the way. I want to say there was one movie idea where they threw out, which was the Spice Force 5. I thought this was a good idea.
Watch that.
I would watch this 100% because, okay, and I want to just throw this out there. Do you remember in Pulp Fiction when Uma Thurman is going on a date with what's his face? I can't remember his name.
John Travolta.
Thank you. And she's talking about how she was in a pilot for a TV show, and it's called the Fox Force 5. And
Yes.
she's like, there was
Yeah,
five.
yeah.
She's like, they were foxy because they were foxy chicks. There was force because we were a force to be reckoned with, and there was five of us because there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I don't know what time when that movie came out, but I was just like, did they copy the Fox Force 5 from Pulp Fiction? Because I feel like
I think
what
so.
it is. But at the same time, the whole time he was talking about it, I was like, I would watch this movie 100%. I was like, I'm all in.
Outfits. I was like, I'm here for the outfits, the hairstyles. That's a movie I want to see.
Yeah, and I just love how Scary Spice was the demolition expert. I'm all like, she's just blowing shit up. She's just like, you didn't need to blow anything up. Yeah, but I felt like it and everything.
I feel like that checks out though.
Yeah, like she's just like she's like she's just blowing up beepers across countries and everything.
Yeah, I definitely think they stole this from Pulp Fiction because Pulp Fiction, I think, was either like 93, 94, and this was what, 97, 98. So.
Well, it was, listen, when it's a good idea, you take it or whatever.
And let's be honest, this movie, they kind of take stuff from a little bit from here,
They do.
a little bit from
They
there.
do.
Yeah.
By the way, Pulp Fiction came out in 94, so it did come out beforehand. So, but I just wanted to throw that out there because out of all the movies, like I was like, that one was the one that I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I would watch this movie 100%.
Yeah, Victoria looked so hot in that too. She looked hot in a lot of these scenes.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of obsessed with her and David Beckham's relationship because did you guys watch that documentary that came out?
Yes.
It's very
on
good.
Netflix?
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, on Netflix.
So
yeah,
good.
very good. I forget what it's called, but it was so
isn't
good.
Isn't she like a cripple now though?
Is she?
Because she's like walking around with canes and shit. Haven't you guys seen that? Where she's like
No, I haven't.
She's got like 2 canes and like she had like a foot injury, so she's like walking around. Well, she doesn't have a disease or anything. She had like a foot something, like a foot injury. So she's like walking around with cane. I'm telling you, this is a thing. Go look if you're in front of a computer, look it up right now. But she's like walking around with canes, and I was like, oh my god, is Victoria Beckham no longer hot because she's a cripple? Because I'm not interested anymore. But
there's this one. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
There's this one part in the documentary where she goes, I lived a modest life growing up. We were like middle class. And then David Beckham literally pops his head into the room. And he goes, what kind of car did your dad drive you to school in?
Yep.
And she's like, that doesn't matter. She's like, no. He's like, no, be honest. What kind of car did your dad drive you to school in? And she was like, a Rolls Royce.
There's a reason she was Posh Spice.
Yeah,
right.
There's a reason.
Uh-huh.
He's like, stop lying. You didn't have a troubled childhood. You were
right.
rich.
All right, real quick.
It's a good doc. Watch it.
Yeah, right. No,
it.
Now that you mentioned, is that where that meme comes from? Where he's like poking in the door, he's like, "Be honest." And
then
like,
that's it. That's it.
I love those memes. Okay, real quick.
You are correct. She did break.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. Hold on, I'm gonna show you this picture. Hold on.
I haven't seen the thing, but
Hold on.
I go, how does she go to the
So
gym and work out? How
this
does
is
she, oh
Oh
my
her.
God.
shit!
Yeah, and then
Damn.
hold on, let me just show you. Hold on, 2 seconds.
Broken foot?
Yeah, and like
My
so
husband broke his foot and all he got was a boot, no canes.
so I saw
Can I-
this. I saw
can-
this picture because she had a birthday party where all the Spice Girls came and were like, cheering her on and shit. And I saw her with canes and I was like, oh my God, is she got like, multiple sclerosis or whatever? And no, she just injured her foot. I was at a
Because doesn't Christina Applegate use those and she has multiple sclerosis. She has
yeah,
MS.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I saw that and I freaked out. But
I
then
feel like she's being a little dramatic.
yeah,
I gotta
I
be
did.
honest. I'd still walk over glass to make out with her.
Oh,
She
same.
still-
I mean, who
she
wouldn't?
still, yeah, she still is pretty hot. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
So she has a cookbook, that skinny, she uses or follows that diet skinny bitch. And I have like seen some of the recipes for that. And I'm like, that sounds really gross. I mean, no wonder she's so skinny.
Well, maybe I
The whole
need to
thing.
try it because I'll right now I'm at the point where I'll suck a dick to lose 10 pounds. I'm like, Jesus
But
Christ.
you're working out. You need the protein. And
Yeah,
the
that
carbs.
is
Yo,
true. That is true.
I need to lose 15 more pounds in a week, or I lose a bet to Yeti F.
Stop eating. Do
Oh.
a 7-day fast. It'll
Just
seven,
don't eat.
Say
Yeah.
yeah.
No, there's a
The first
cleanse that's
62
like
hours
11
will be the
days.
worst. Don't
Yeah,
listen. Don't
there's
listen to her. Get Ozempic. Get Ozempic like this one. This one's rich. She got Ozempic.
I am not on Ozempic. I
Well,
have
you-
lost 45 pounds.
What did you get? What
So-
what are
I
you
asked
on
my
then?
wife. I asked my wife if I can get it. She's like, "You wouldn't qualify." I'm like, "What do you mean qualify?" Apparently, it's like
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
medicine
no,
for
Ozempic, technically, you're supposed to be a diabetic.
diabetic.
for
Yeah,
Ozempic.
Yeah, but all the other ones.
Wegovy, Zepbound,
Yeah,
all
insurance
those
doesn't
other
cover it.
ones. Yeah, depending on
Hmm.
what insurance you have, you may not be covered for it. And
Yeah.
if you're not covered for it, it's like
Not that.
Zepbound. See, I know too much about this.
Because you
Zepbound,
take it.
I do take Zepbound.
Yeah, you do, you fucking asshole.
Hey,
Ooh.
I have lost
And she pays
45
cash. She pays
pounds
cash for it.
in
You pay
3
cash
months.
for it.
I do.
Ooh, you were
It's
the Posh Spice of this
$500
group
a
right now, you
month.
fucking asshole.
It is $500
I
a
love
month.
you, but I hate you at the same time.
But I have medical conditions, God
Oh,
damn it,
you
that I
have
can't
medical
lose.
conditions.
I
Yeah.
have Graves'
Oh,
disease, you fucker, fibromyalgia, and
I
chronic.
have great. I'm
and
sad
celiac.
too.
I
I
fucking
have
have that.
Graves' disease. I'm
You
sad.
do not have Graves' disease has nothing to do with
I
being
said
sad,
gray,
you
gray disease.
Oh,
I'm
my
sad all the
God.
time.
My thyroid does not function properly, you fucker.
Your brain doesn't function properly.
That's
Anyways,
legit, too.
okay. Anyways, okay. All right. So now that we've done our diet expertise on this, okay, let's get back to
I'll
Spice
help
World.
you look like Posh Spice.
All right.
Minus the crutches.
Did you say Pudge Spice? Posh Spice. Okay, sorry. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Now I want to talk about the scene where we get to the contestant winners of whatever contest there was. And it's these two children, which were very diverse. So they get brought onto the bus, right? And they're like, "Oh, we got sandwiches for you." Those children were not having any part of those snacks, which I'm all like, yo, kids, like take part in the snacks. They're giving you chips and or crisps, as they say in British.
Yeah.
There's like sandwiches and everything. And I'm like, why aren't you taking part in this? I would have ate all that shit. I would have put some in my pocket.
I was gonna say I would have saved it for later.
And they decide because their manager, what's his name? Morty. Yeah, there you go. He is being like a total drag. So they're like, we need to do some spontaneous. And of course, Scary Spice, she looks out the window and she's like, "Oh, look, a boat. I've got a great idea." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's how that works." And she's all like, when I say go, and they're at a red light. She's like, "Go," and I'm like, "Bitch, you have 30 seconds to get off this goddamn bus." This is. I wrote down they put those children in danger. I just want to say that right now. And so they get on this bus, right, or this boat, which I'm all like, and then they've got this. Was that a dude or a chick? Because I was just like, this lesbian is driving this boat, which I'm all like, that's how you know she didn't notice that big fucking piece of wood in the water. And they turn, they hard left, right, or hard to port, whatever the fuck it is. And these children and Posh fall off the boat. And I'm all like, if I was a parent, I'd be freaking the fuck out. Like I'd be all like, I'm suing you motherfuckers for every dime you goddamn have.
And I love everyone's response. Children in the
Right?
water.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. They're just like the kids and everything. So and the kids are all like, that was great. Can we do it again? I'm like, what? I'm like, you're in the River Thames, which it's not clean. It's not clean. It's
No.
there's like, there's shit floating in there and everything. It's like gross and everything. But I love how Sporty Spice was like, I'll save them. Bitch, you're like a mile away. That's like so much swimming in your full on clothes. Like, I don't know about you guys, but long story short, I'm a hero. So both my children, and I'm going to talk about my son, I have saved them from drowning, and jumping in the water fully clothed and then swimming sucks balls because you're in your shoes and you're trying to push and there's just water flowing through your shoes pushing against you. So she dives in full tracksuit and she's like, I'm going to save them. And I'm all like, and then they get to them and they've reached the wood already. The wood.
Yeah.
And I'm all like, Sporty. And she's like, you mean I jumped in the water for nothing? I'm all like, yeah, pretty much the whole thing. Like you're not the hero you thought you were.
And I love
Sorry,
how just because she's Sporty Spice, she thinks she can like marathon swim.
Right, exactly. Like you run a mean exercise bike, but maybe swimming isn't your thing.
She wears a tracksuit like a champ.
Yeah, like just get a sponsor from Nike. You're good. You're good. Did you guys think that they were being irresponsible with these children by bringing them on a random boat in the River Thames or whatever the fuck it is?
Yes.
Yes.
I just didn't, again, as most of this movie did not understand how children falling in a river and not being saved by Sporty Spice had to do with anything.
Yeah. Yeah, she kind of did nothing now that I think about it. Yeah, they were already at the wood. Yeah, that scene, like, what did they even win? I feel like that wasn't even set up.
I want to watch like a short of what they had to do to win that contest. Like, did they write an essay?
Yeah.
That whole thing. I'm all like, what made these two fuckers so special?
They
Like,
collected the UPCs off of the Spice Girls cereal box.
I mean, that'd be great. Was there a Spice Girls cereal? Oh, now I need to look that up.
I just assumed there would be.
I want to just say real quick, before we did this podcast, I went online because there were Spice Girls action figures back in the day. I'm so close to winning. I'm like this close to winning like a set of 3 of them. I was like, yay. Okay. Anyways, all right. Moving on. All right. Well, can we talk about the part where they like break up? Because I'm very confused about this scene, and maybe you guys can explain it to me. So they get to the concert hall where their big concert is going to have, their worldwide concert is going to happen. And they just start arguing with Morty. Yeah, that's what I said. And they break up, and I'm all like, why are you guys breaking up? And they're like Scary Spice, like, I'm gonna go home. And I'm all like, okay, great. And which, by the way, can I just, all right, side note and story, because I've been drinking. I want to tell you this story. So Scary Spice reminds me of one time there was, I lived, before I met my wife, I was like 20, like 4 or 5 and everything. There was this older woman, and she was like all hippy dippy and everything. Scary Spice, and I slept with her, but Scary Spice reminds me of the room that I slept with her in, because she was like, she had candles going and like incense, and it was very like, I was like, my eyes were watering from the incense, and she had like fucking like that sad Demois, that song. I don't know if you know that song, but the whole time I'm just like, she's like on top of me, and she was like, I was like 25 and she was like 50 or some shit like that, and I'm the whole time I'm just like, this is so fucking weird. I'm coming. And I'm like, just, but I just remember her playing that Enya. Was that Enya? I don't fucking know, but I just remember.
I love Enya, dude. I love Enya.
I just remember the whole time just thinking, like, I was just like, I'm not even high. This is, my eyes are so watery. This is weird. And then I came and I was like, I'm going to go home now. And I was just like walked out, because she lived in the neighborhood. I was like, I'm just going to walk home now. And just like it was just weird. Anyways, okay. Anyways, can you guys tell me why they broke up? Why this group broke up?
I don't understand at all. I feel like it was just a plot device. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
there
good.
really wasn't a significant reason other than I think they were mad at Clifford.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Clifford, you're a dick. I quit. Like, I'm just like, why don't you guys just fire Clifford? Clifford does seem like he just needs a new job. He's stressed out. You guys don't like him. Maybe you guys should just part
I
ways.
said
Maybe that's
he is one nervous breakdown away from being
that's so
completed.
true. That's so true.
Up
Okay, I
next.
wanted to talk to you guys. Okay, now I want to talk to about they all have a memory of their backstory, right? And it's in this coffee shop. And I don't remember the name of the coffee shop owner. It doesn't matter. All I know is that his
Brian.
ponytail, yeah, his ponytail annoyed me. But how much of this portion of the movie do you think is real life? Like, were they really? Because I've seen back in the day, I saw interviews of them talking about how like we were eating beans on toast. I'm like, don't you British people eat that shit for like a snack anyways? So I'm
But
like,
I
that
think
doesn't.
they
They
were
do.
saying how they were poor, waiting for their big break when they tell that.
Which so I'm just wondering because I thought that the Spice Girls like were brought together by like a record label.
That's what I assume too.
Yeah,
Just like
Yeah.
like
One
every other
Direction.
boy.
Yeah.
Simon
Yeah.
Cowell
Yeah.
put them together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm all
Yeah.
like, and I haven't researched this at all, but I'm all like, the whole time I'm just like, I'm like, were
Oh,
you guys
but
like really
Ben, do you know
poor?
what that scene reminds me of?
No, tell
Because I
me.
feel like this entire movie, they just went through other movies and took their favorite scenes and shit. And granted, the movie I'm thinking of could have stole this from them because I do think it came out after this. But it reminds me of the scene in Coyote Ugly after the bar
Oh,
closes
when
and they go to the restaurant with all the bartenders and
and they're
stuff.
and they're dancing like whores and
Yes.
everything, and like
And the
I
yeah.
don't.
restaurant waitress is all like, "How'd we do tonight, ladies?" You know?
Right. We each earned $400. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, that's not that
Yeah.
much. Like you guys are poor like me, you fucking assholes.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't believe 1 second of the scene because what song did they even sing? Wasn't it "If You Want to Be My Lover"?
Yeah,
Yes.
wanna be. Oh my God, I
Wannabe.
love that
Yeah.
song.
There's no shot that they had that song in the can and weren't famous yet. There's
Yeah.
no shot.
No.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't buy it.
So
right
I don't
on.
know if Matt still has it out there, but there is a fabulous video of Matt and his twin. It used to be on YouTube. I don't know if he's
It
taken it
still
down.
is. I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Of him and his twin in the car singing Wannabe.
I will
It's
link it in the description.
amazing.
It's not that amazing. I will link it in the description. Anyways, all right. I do love that song. Okay. Okay, so they all go to well, Naomi, they take her to the club because I was going to mention this now, but they take her to the club and her water breaks, right? And so they go to the hospital and they're like, and they're arguing with Clifford like it's all about friendship, Clifford. You wouldn't
And
understand
loyalty.
that. And loyalty, motherfucker. You wouldn't understand that shit because you're a piece of shit. You're fucking Deborah and everything. So the whole time, besides the fact that this hospital is so negligent in every way, shape, and form, they she's giving birth and they're all just watching her vagina. Now, I just want to say, my wife, when she gave birth to both our children, I refused to look at her vagina because I want to remember it fondly. And I
Because you plan on going back there.
exactly. So the whole time they're just like watching this bitch's vagina be like, the baby's coming out. It's looking pretty good. Your
No.
vagina looks like a
Spice
fucking
or,
the London Tunnel and shit.
Posh Spice was freaked out. Victoria Beckham's face during that whole delivery part. Like she was worried about being a godmother and getting stretch marks. So I feel like her reaction was very genuine. She was like, "It's coming. Oh my God."
Right. You're right. And well, like I did what did you think, Dan?
Yeah, that scene actually made me laugh. I thought it was pretty funny because the set design of that hospital was so makeshift, you could tell. So it was just like so thrown together, and the baby just pops out, and
And it looks like a 6-month-old
It's
kid
so
with
good.
a
It's
full
so
head of
clean.
hair.
It's not covered in its uterine
Clean as
goulab.
hell.
It's
Yeah.
just like it's just and its hair is sticking up and Jerry's all like, "That's girl power right there." And I'm like, "Is it though?" I'm like, "Horse girl power." Anyways, so I'm just like, yeah, which because I love how the Asian chick was like, "Jerry left me." I knew he would, or so I don't remember what she said, but I'm like, well, then why didn't you fuck Jerry? Jerry sounds like
something
a
like that.
loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, if you knew Jerry was a loser, why were you like fucking him? Like, just toss him to the side. Because now nobody's gonna want her, anyways. So yeah, okay. I loved I'm not gonna lie. I loved the end concert because
Oh, you're skipping over the bus
of the
jumping
let's
over
oh my
Big
gosh,
Ben.
yes.
Yeah.
I love that too. I okay, you're right. I am skipping over that because that was really great because he was all like he was like, and then they jump over the bridge and he's like, that's gonna be expensive. And then they show it. It's
No,
just a Hot Wheels. It was a Hot Wheels bus
Yeah.
that they painted, by the way. And they made like a
it's
they made like a
okay.
yeah,
Maybe not.
they made like a
Maybe not so
bridge.
expensive.
Yeah, it was like a fifth
Yeah.
grade bridge diorama, and they just like, and I'm like, and it's like,
Over. Yeah.
it hops up. It doesn't even hop over. They just like kind of like motion stop it over the thing,
It's
and
almost like they just edited out the hand
yeah,
that moved.
right, yeah, like, and just he's like, or not, and I'm all like, maybe you guys should spend a little bit more money when you make the real movie, you know. Um, yeah, that was pretty great. And I love the guy that was all like explaining the movie because he's like, and then they run through the door, and then they didn't run through the door, and those motherfuckers, he like choked him like Star Wars. He just like grabbed him by the neck,
Yeah.
and that
Darth
mother
Vader.
yeah, and that pussy like bent down like he was like total simping, and he was just like I was like, I'm sorry, Clifford, I could take Clifford. I'm 5'4", 100 pounds of nothing. I could take Clifford, and
I
like
was gonna say, all of a sudden, Clifford turned into like, the new Terminator
right,
model.
yeah, he was in his purple suit, which I was like, gay. But yeah, no, the whole time I was just like, this is crazy. But yeah, okay. So I want to talk about this final concert. I loved it 100% because it was their first single from their second album, and it was just great. I loved it every minute of it. Even though they brought back the moves that they did with that weird colonel that they were dancing with, which he was a dick to me. She's like, we
Well,
don't
the
dance
dance
like
choreographer, like what kind of dance choreographer looks like he's a general in somebody's Halloween
yeah,
army?
yeah, right. And he was like, yeah, he was, yeah, he had those like perfectly white shoes. And then he set up this makeshift ninja warrior like obstacle course. And I'm all like, what's going on here? This is
Well,
weird.
that's
Like,
what the first part of ballet class. You have to be able to compete in Ninja Warrior.
you're right on. Okay. Is that what it is? Okay. Well, let's call up Julie.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Okay. So the last thing that I personally want to talk about is the mid-credit scene, I think it was, where the Spice Girls are on the set of their movie that they're creating, and they stop to talk to us, the people, and everything. Dan, what did you think about this scene, and what was like your favorite line?
My favorite line was what happened with the bomb.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Yeah.
that was good. That was a good callback. That was a good callback. Vetta, what about you?
Yeah.
Nah, again, I'm gonna go back to Posh where she says, "Hey, you." No, not you, you. I like your dress.
I like your
Right
dress.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I liked mine was from Posh Spice when she said something about like, are you two snogging? And like and when this movie first came out, I was all like, what the fuck is snogging? Like that's what's going on here?
Do you know what
And
it is
then
now? Because I don't
it's
know what it
it's
is.
kissing. That's what
Yeah,
the
Uh,
British say when you're kissing,
it's
like you're
like
making
making
out.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I learned that from Harry Potter.
Matt's learned a lot of his life from Harry
From
Potter.
Harry Potter, yeah.
I also made out with an English girl one time.
Nice, nice. I
Yeah,
liked
that
I
was
liked
fun.
your Brazilian story.
Oh, you heard that one?
Of course, yeah, I listened to every episode.
Oh,
Um
8750. Oh, I
yeah, yeah,
forgot about
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I don't have anything else I want to talk about, but I want to give you guys a chance because I've talked so much. I want to give you guys a chance to talk. Dan, is there anything you want to talk about in this about this movie?
I'm
This
just glad to
perfect.
be here. I'm gonna do one more shot too.
Yeah, do it. I wish. Oh wait, I do. I have. Hold on. I'll do one with you. I have the bottle of the creme de noya. What a dumb
It
fucking.
was actually really I'm gonna get sentimental. It was actually really nice because my wife got laid off last week
Oh, I'm
and
sorry, buddy.
she's been down in the dumps. And when I got home and told her, and I already told her I was going on a podcast tonight, but I was like, hey, we need to watch Spice World. Can you look up on streaming? Her face, I haven't seen her this happy in forever. She was like, oh my God, got it on DVD, best day ever. She was
I
so
love.
excited.
Yeah,
So
your
yeah,
wife is awesome.
you made her week, her
Yeah.
month. Like honestly, she was so excited and she was pointing out things to me the whole time we were watching. I haven't seen her this happy in a long time. So I just like want to thank you for that because she's like in the best mood ever right now because we've
Good,
got to
good, good,
watch
good.
Spice World together.
That is
We've
what the
never
Spice
watched it
Girls do.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
the
So
Spice Girls, saving life. By the
yeah.
way, your wife is hot.
Thank you. I know she
Yeah,
is. And
yeah, she
I'm
is.
way out of my league. I don't
Yeah,
know how
she's.
I pulled that.
No, you're a good dude. I like you a lot. Yeah, I listen to you on that. I watch you. I like you. You're a good dude. Okay, so let's
We
do
got
the
to
shot real
collab
quick.
more, man. We
Let's
got to
do the
collab
shot real
more.
quick. I wanted to
Cheers.
show it so that way you don't even think it's empty. All right, here we
There
go.
you go.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's so sweet. I love it.
If you want to come on a From video, we can make that happen.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love that. I love that show. It's so good. Okay. All right. Vetta, is there anything else you want to talk about that I didn't mention or you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think you covered everything, and I interrupted you as I always do when I drink.
Don't worry
Enough.
about it.
So.
Yeah, it's not that big. That's how it works. We're siblings.
You know how that is when I drink. The more I
Yeah.
drink, the more I think the words I'm saying are so important that they got to come out right now.
It's
This
totally
is the
fine.
most drunk I've been in a long time.
Right
I'm
on.
hammered.
At least we laughed and everything. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can't feel my face. Okay. Well,
I'm
I
starting to
don't.
get really warm, which is a sign that I like when things start to get
You're-
like I'm like these lights are so hot.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sleeping good tonight.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with no socks and the fan on. You know what I'm saying, and
Hell
everything.
yeah.
So okay. All right. Well, since you guys don't have anything to say, I'm gonna wrap this sucker up.
Oh, I do have one thing to
Yeah,
say.
go ahead. Now you do, fucker.
Because you said you were gonna wrap it up. I was like, wait, no, this
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go. No, you go. I'm not
You
going.
go. Okay, I'll go. This movie to me, I love it so much because it's like each of the Spice Girls wanted to make a or a music video for a song, and these were all their ideas that they just
Yeah,
mushed
that's
together
great.
into a movie.
I love that. That's such a good idea. That's a good
I
thought.
totally
That's
forgot that I wrote that down. That's why I
right.
wait, because I was looking over my notes. But
That's
yes,
great. Now I know why aliens were in this fucking movie. They wanted to do an alien music video, and this
I
is
was
the
I feel like they had the rescuing
Mhm.
somebody, they were superheroes. That's a music video. They
Yeah.
met rescue aliens
That makes
in the woods. I the only thing that would have made it better, and only because I have to say this anytime there's a woods, if a search party would have been going on.
Oh
and
my
they
God,
would've-
Betta. Yes. If that was well, Dan, we'll tell you the story later. Okay. I'm gonna ask one more question, and it's gonna be like a two-parter. A, did you like this movie? And B, would you recommend it? Dan, go ahead.
Yes and yes. Yeah, I think it's a good time. Watch it with your significant other. Check it out. The only weird thing is we looked into it because I was like, check out if it's streaming. And she sent me an article and it said for the past 25 years, it hasn't been streaming anywhere. So
That's weird.
I know streaming's relatively new, so it's not been the whole 25 years, but there's something with copyright or music
Yep, it has
infringement or
something
something
to
like
do
that.
with the yep. I read an article too about it, and luckily I had it as well. But yeah, it has something to do with who owns the rights to the music and then who owns the rights to the movie, because the people that have the movie rights, their like allowance for the music in the movie has lapsed. So it's like
Oh,
yeah, so it's like a whole weird thing. So they can't stream it because they didn't have like an official
They should-
soundtrack or anything. It's really weird.
I
don't
feel like they should get their
understand it
shit
all, but
together.
yeah,
Just be
I'm
like,
sure
"Oh,
it has something to do with
throw them a
money.
couple bones. It's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, just throw a couple bones. Make some money. Stop arguing
I
over
feel
it.
like Victoria Beckham would just sign it over because she's so done with all of that. It's the rest of them that are probably like, no, we
And she's
need
got to
money.
fix her
She's
foot.
got so much money, she doesn't give a shit.
Right on. Okay, I would say I love this movie to death, and I would recommend it in heartbeat. So, all right. Well,
Absolutely. It's silly, it's funny, and the music is phenomenal.
yeah, oh my God, that first album is like top 10 for sure. Okay. All right, you guys, before we go, Dan, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you at?
so there's a Scene Invaders podcast, which you can find on every podcast platform that I am not on right now, but the lovely Brad, Chad, and Coach are on it.
Love
So you can
them.
check them out. But you can find me on YouTube at Invaders, and it's me, Bagface, Julia, and Billy Blinks, and the four of us make videos. Whoever can do it can do it. It's usually 3 or 2 of us, and we're taking off. We're also starting a new channel. It's called Nerdy AF. That debuts this weekend, and that's going to be more mainstream stuff. And I haven't had any success with mainstream stuff on Scene Invaders, so we decided to start a new channel just doing mainstream stuff, you know, Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, all that type of stuff. So that's where you can find that content. But if you want sci-fi, mystery, that type of shit, that's on Scene Invaders YouTube channel. And we have weekly videos and weekly theory videos where we read fan comments. And those videos are so interactive because we get the fans engaged. We read their comments. People get excited. People go, "Oh my God, you read my comment." It's really cool. And we're going to continue to do that. So that's where you can find me. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love it.
Yes, I will make sure you guys that all the links will be in the description down below. Now, as I said before, thank you so much for listening, you guys. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BSDrunkPod to stay updated. And you can listen to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify, wherever you get your podcast needs. But I only ask that you please leave a 5-star review and everything. We would really appreciate it, and it really helps us out monetarily wise. But we'll also be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel, like I mentioned before. So to make sure to follow us on there, and that is at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Also, you guys, we do have a Patreon, which has plenty of different levels to suit your needs and everything. And there we do movie franchises and series and everything. Just go check it out. The link will be in the description down below. And
You have a Discord?
No,
Oh, make one.
I will try my hardest.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. But most importantly, you guys, please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
See ya.